All right, come on back. All right, our special musician for this morning is Gary Lynn Floyd. He keeps hoping he's going to be here with us in person, but not yet. But we'd love to have him here in person, wouldn't we? He's the one who played with Karen at our anniversary celebration. So Gary's the artist in residence at Center for Spiritual Living in Reno, and he's won all kinds of awards for stuff he's written and co-written with people. Everything's on his website, GaryLynnFloyd.com. You can find out all about him and where he's appearing and see when he's going to be here, hopefully, fingers crossed. So we're going to begin this morning with a song that we've done many times with Gary, one of my favorites, One Big Family. So please stand. You'll see the words on the screen here, and just jump in because I know most of you know it real well. Oh, we can't hear him.
Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, Gary Lynn Floyd here with you again this morning. We're going to start out with an oldie but a goodie. Hope you'll sing it with me. Get up on your feet and dance around a little bit if you want. It goes like this. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Sing all that with me again. Here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. You sound great this morning. Thank you.
He's not making that up. You did sound great this morning. Give yourselves a hand. You deserve it. Yes. Very nice. Now, before we start, we gave out little journals this morning. They're for a very special thing, so you're going to want to bring these with you for the next 8 weeks. So put them where you gather your keys and stuff when you leave the house, because you're not going to want to leave this at home. And so if you did not get a journal, would you raise your hand so we make sure that everybody has one? Give us a wave if you don't have one. Okay. They're out front, Amanda, if you don't have one. Amanda doesn't have one. Oh. All right, yay, kudos, well done. All right, very good, very good. Okay, so now we're going to go within. So I'm going to invite you to silence your cell phone, and let's get ready to gather the inner resources together. I'm going to invite Lori Greer, one of our licensed prayer practitioners, up right now, and she is going to do the opening prayer for us.
And so as we go within, I allow myself to drop down into that presence of love, and allowing myself to immerse myself in this beautiful energy of love. I recognize the one presence and the one power of all that is. It is that presence and power that brought forth all of creation. Everything I see and hear, the children playing, the stars in the sky, the grains of sand on the beach, all the blades of grass, infinite and beyond measure, and all of the people, every person, place, and thing, every situation and circumstance, every relationship, everything that has been created comes through and from that one source that we know as God. I call it God, and there are many, many names. And so as I speak my word in the first person, I invite each one to know it as their own truth, because we are all one. We are all connected. Truly no space between us. And that infinite power and presence, that divine intelligence of the one that brought forth all that exists, is the thing that is living through us. It is the thing that is expressing as us, uniquely, as an individualized creation, a unique manifestation of the one mind. Each one of us, an expression of love, an expression of intelligence, wisdom, beauty, light. And so I know, as a part of this one, that everything that I need is available to me. Everything I need to change in my life is available through this alignment in consciousness with the power that brought forth all of creation. I accept and I know that as I align in consciousness, as I sit in meditation and prayer, as I drive in my car, as I do my work in my business, as I do all of the activities of life, cooking and chatting and reading and swimming and hiking, everything that I do is God expressing through me and as me. And knowing that this is my truth, I know that I am whole. I am perfect and complete just as I am. And that as I walk this path, this winding, circuitous path of life, while I may see obstacles, I know that they are simply pointers guiding and directing me. The intelligence of God is directing me into something new. And as I find my way, I remind myself in each moment that I am safe, I am loved, I am wanted by this one source. Life wants me to express more fully and completely everything that I have to bring to it. And so I simply allow for that to unfold. I allow it to be my truth. I allow it to be how I behave, how I feel, how I engage in life. I simply know it's that one thing, God expressing. And so I give thanks for knowing this is the truth And again, I invite each one to accept and know it as their own because we are one. And so I give thanks for this new recognition, for a new realization as my consciousness is shifted and up-leveled. I allow for a more magnificent revelation of joy, beauty, love, connection, life. And I release my word now into the power and the truth of the law. I let it be and know it's done, and so it is.
Thank you, Lori.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing, be pleasing, be pleasing. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing, be pleasing, be pleasing. All heaven declares the glory of God. The bells ring. All heaven declares the glory of God. The sky sings, bringing light to my mind, peace to my soul. Sweeter than honey, more precious than gold. We are sweeter than honey, more precious than gold. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing, be pleasing, be pleasing. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing, be pleasing, be pleasing. All heaven declares the glory of God. The bells ring. All heaven declares the glory of God. The sky sings, bringing light to my mind, peace to my soul. Sweeter than honey, more precious than gold. We are sweeter than honey and more precious than gold. More precious than gold. More precious than gold.
Yay. All right. So continuing with our theme for the year of living out loud, we are also now in October, and this is the first Sunday of our annual commitment program. And so in keeping with the theme of our anniversary year, which was, you know, I mean, the 40th anniversary is rubies. So we thought, ruby slippers, great. We'll go with There's No Place Like Home. So our program over the next 8 weeks is called Follow the Yellow Brick Road. And I'll be talking about different qualities that we want to bring forward more in our experience and in our lives as we do this. So today's theme is Off to See the Wizard. You can see from the altar over here, we have Emerald City in the background. We have all kinds of gargoyles guarding the entry. We have Gandalf. I'm not quite sure how he landed in Oz. We have the wizard. We have the witch's hat. We have flowers, which are not poppies, so they won't put you to sleep. We have lights. We have the yellow bricks. And we have wands. And I want you to know that Randy Frost made those wands. So they are really great. I think I'm going to stick one in my pocket. So that's what we're starting off with right now. That's the theme for this morning, is off to see the wizard. And one of the things I want to say about going off to see the wizard, using this theme there, here, that there's no place like home, there's a reason why all the main characters in the story do follow the yellow brick road. And the reason they do is hope. They all want something, and they hope, without knowing the wizard, they've been told he's amazing, that he can do anything. And so they're going to ask him for the things that they want the most, their heart's desire. And so this morning, I thought I would talk about that experience of being hopeful and what the value is in being hopeful and what we do about it when it's not quite working for us. So this lady says, for Valentine's Day last year, my husband and I had agreed not to spend much. It's a thought that counts. After more than 3 decades of marriage, though, it was time to spice things up, I thought. So at the store, I spotted a greeting card called The Wheel of Love. Perfect. My man would get to spin it and try his luck. Maybe he'd score a romantic candlelight dinner. Maybe he'd land on a big wet smooch. Or just maybe he'd hit the jackpot. Cupid's choice, meet me in the bedroom now. To add to the thrills, music played like a dramatic game show melody as the wheel spun, followed by a recorded message from the giver. In my best sultry voice, I recorded, "Hey babe, wanna get lucky?" The card was a hit on Valentine's Day, and a little longer. After a while, though, I needed to pitch it. Problem is, I'm a pack rat. I have every card and letter my husband and I have ever exchanged stashed in bags on the top shelf of my bedroom closet. And there are other bags up there too, filled with Halloween costumes and Christmas stuff. I tossed Wheel of Love in their general direction and promptly forgot about it. A few months later, we had to call the gas company to install a new line. Enter Gus, the gas guy. He told me he needed to access the crawl space through the floor of our bedroom closet. Now, Gus is not a small man. There was considerable bumping around as he jammed himself in there and lowered himself through the hole. And just as he touched down, the game show music started, followed by my own voice. "Hey babe, wanna get lucky?" I froze in horror, hoping that by some miracle he hadn't heard it, but the top of his head was still visible with both his ears attached. He was frozen too, possibly weighing what his wife would make of this unexpected invitation. Then ever so slowly he disappeared into the darkness below. What to do? Get a stool and search for the card? But I'd need to replace the closet floor to properly position the stool. Gus would be trapped in the crawl space. You hear about maniacs who trap people in their basements. You just never think you're going to be one of them. All I could do was pray it wouldn't go off again. Mercifully, when Gus emerged, the card stayed silent. So did Gus. After he left, I pulled all the bags down and found the card, but the sound mechanism had fallen off, and I couldn't find it anywhere. At about 2:30 the next morning, music woke us up just in time to hear, "Hey babe, want to get lucky?" There is no one in our house who feels lucky at that hour of the morning. I combed through the closet to find it. No luck. It's gone off randomly 5 more times. Talk about the gift that keeps on giving. Fortunately, the music is getting slower each time, so it is running out of juice. I just hope it wears out before I do. This is one level of hope, yes? A level of desperate hope that really wants to keep things on the straight and narrow. So when we're looking at hope and we're thinking about this theme and following the yellow brick road, You know, when we did our anniversary celebration in February for the 40th year that we're in now, we called it There's No Place Like Home. And if you've seen the movie, The Wizard of Oz, you know that that's what Dorothy repeats over and over again at the end as she's clicking her heels together, wanting to go back home to Oklahoma. So we wanted to leave the feeling that Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living was a welcoming place of belonging. And everybody who was here and all the guests that were guests or people that came back who hadn't been here for a long time, we wanted to let everybody know that they were deeply, profoundly welcome and part of our family of belonging. And so I decided that in consultation with our Leadership Council President, Karen Frost, we had conversation about this and decided we would stay with that general theme. And since we're making a journey over the next 8 weeks together, I figured follow the yellow brick road. Why not, you know? This year, when we do this commitment program, we'll do our actual financial commitments toward the end of the 8 weeks, as we usually do. And this year, the commitment program is for 2 years. So you make a commitment, you know, for 2024, and it carries over automatically into 2025. Now, of course, you can adjust it at any time, but that's just to let you know. And you're not going to double what you're writing down. We're just going to assume whatever you put down is the same for those 2 years. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, you know, start praying now over what your committed giving commitment will be. And it won't start until January of 2024, but just open up to feeling into that and seeing what feels right for you. So that's what we're doing. We're following this yellow brick road of guidance together as we go through this. That's the process. So when we're looking at what we're doing this morning, I said it's all about hope. And when we look at the characters, right, in The Wizard of Oz, each one has a particular thing that's their heart's desire that they're hoping for. Dorothy wants to go home. In fact, she wants to go home as soon as she gets there because she doesn't know what she's doing there or, you know, where she is, actually. The Scarecrow wants a brain. The Tin Man wants a heart. The Lion wants courage. What do we want? What is our heart's desire? Something we haven't been able to experience yet, but we do deeply want it. However, the question becomes not only what do we hope for, but how do we hope for it? And by that, I don't mean by what vehicle it's coming. What I mean is, do we hope for it in desperation? Like, I gotta have this, I gotta have this. We're very attached. Do we hope for it kind of with resignation, which essentially is hopelessness? It's like we hope for it, but we never think it'll ever come true, right? Or is our hope connected to an actual action to move in that direction, to go toward what it is that we want? So if we look at that heart's desire and taking action toward it, Ernest Holmes wrote in The Science of Mind, we must relight the torch of our imagination by fire caught from heaven. So our imagination is one of the tools that we use in the creative process when we imagine ourselves in a situation as vividly as possible, that is a situation that we want to experience, and we do that repeatedly. You see, the brain cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and an actual one. So when you do that, the brain begins to think it's already happened. And so once that is embodied in us, the universe begins to move to bring that into our experience. And as long as we stay with that and don't start worrying about how or who or I don't know how, we won't be messing with that image, and the universe will know exactly what to do. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Now, that doesn't really sound like him to me, so maybe he didn't say it. You know how it is on the internet? It says, Abraham Lincoln said this. Never believe what you hear on the internet when they're quoting someone, you know. And so whoever said that, I like it. A preview of coming attractions, and they are coming attractions when we stay in the embodiment. Is this making sense? Everybody with me here so far? This is no, I mean, no, this is yes. Just checking, see if you're paying attention. In the book of Romans, St. Paul was talking about Abraham, the father of the the Islamic religion, and also the founder of Judaism. And he was the father of both of those religions because he became a father at a very elderly age. He became a father after God told him, "You're going to be the father of many nations." Now, he knew he was old. His wife was too old to have children. And they were Abram and Sarai at that time. Those were their names. Now, one of the things in the Bible that happens is when someone's name changes, it means something in their essential nature has shifted. And we see a number of name changes as we go through the Bible. So this is what happened with them. He gets this prophecy. And what St. Paul says is, against all hope, Abraham in hope believed, and so became the father of many nations, just as it had been said to him, so shall your offspring be. However, they weren't exactly 100% sure how it was going to happen. And because Sarai was pretty sure she wasn't going to be bearing any kids, she told Abraham to take his handmaiden, Hagar, and impregnate her. And that would be the beginning of his dynasty. Now, Hagar's son was Ishmael. Ishmael is the equivalent of Isaac. Is that right? I think. Abraham's other son. So Ishmael is really the firstborn son, but not Sarai's son. Then she becomes pregnant, and she has Isaac. So now you've got Ishmael and Isaac. Ishmael, kind of the father of Islam, and Isaac, kind of the father, coming down from Abraham, of Judaism. And Abraham, as we know, according to the story, became the father of many nations. He hoped, even though this clue from the infinite made no sense whatsoever in any logical way, he hoped that that actually could come to be and tried to take action to accomplish it. And then it came about in another, or in an additional way. And his name was shifted to Abraham, and Sarai's name was shifted to Sarah at that point, because they had shifted in their belief, in their hope, in their faith in Yahweh, in the infinite. Marcus Aurelius, who was a Stoic philosopher in the 2nd century AD, said, "Dig within. Within is the wellspring of good, and it is always ready to bubble up if you just dig." So that's a clue as to where we want our hope to lead us. You see, hope is like an early indication of guidance. And if we let ourselves actually go toward hope rather than just sitting in it, we begin to allow that to move us forward in guidance. This is, Western cultures, I think, are not very fond of hope. I mean, you know, we talk about it from time to time, but really, it seems like the mass of Western civilizations really value being smart and with it, and a little cynical, right? Does that relate? Do you ring a bell anywhere? Either you're aware of that or you have that streak yourself. Not all of us are positive 100% of the time. So we may be optimistic in certain situations, and then, you know, a little pessimism sneaks in there, or maybe a whole lot of it. What we want to be able to do is become a little bit more mystically and magically oriented, like children, in the sense of opening to the possibility that anything might happen. We really don't know because, as Thomas Troward said, principle, that is the law of creation, principle is not bound by precedent, which makes sense. We know that God is omnipresent and omnipotent and not limited by time and space, which are three-dimensional experiences. So there really is anything that could emerge. Just because it hasn't doesn't mean it couldn't. You know, there were people back at the beginning of computers who said, you know, someday mainframes will be smaller than a whole room. Right. You know, I have my phone is right there. That kind of computer has probably more computing power than the big mainframes did back in the day, yes? So now we're looking at opening up and allowing ourselves to look like we're naive or vulnerable or just not paying attention sometimes when we're willing to put forward a hope and move or take action in the direction of that hope. Hope motivates, or it can motivate. So maybe it's better to say hope motivates if we let it. Then it comes about. Let's see, are we getting that? Yeah. So in that process of being motivated, sometimes stuff gets in the way of that motivation. One that pops up for me is, well, there are all kinds of beliefs, like the belief that I don't have enough time, this isn't as important as other things that people are relying on me for, or just fear that it's very unreasonable, right? Richard Carlson wrote in Letting Go of Fearful Thoughts, when you take a close, honest look at every fearful thought, there are threads of similarity. All of them are explanations or rationalizations for why something shouldn't or can't work. They're usually justifications for quitting or for not getting started. Fearful thoughts are like a leash on an energetic dog. They hold you back, not some, but all of the time. That's not really a useful use of our energy or time to spend it in fear and worry. The Dalai Lama said once, there's no need to worry. This is a paraphrase of what he said. There's no need to worry. If you can do something about your situation, you don't need to worry, just do that. If there's nothing you can do about your situation, no reason to worry. So that's good advice, really. I always come back to Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith saying, worry has no transformational value. It's like empty calories. It just doesn't give us anything except nervous stomach, you know? John Seeley Brown said, the harder you fight to hold on to specific assumptions, the more likely there's gold in letting go of them. Our assumptions are connected to our life experience. And what has been possible for us up to now, we just assume that it will continue that way. Maybe, maybe not. Why not open up a hopeful possibility on one end or the other? You know, so what is it that gets in our way? Fear might be one thing. We might say, I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I can't learn that now, or I don't have the energy, I don't have the time, nobody wants me to join in, they think I'm a little old, fill in the blank, you know, or they think I'm frivolous or ditzy or whatever. What are some other reasons that we don't do something that we'd like to have happen? What are some other reasons we don't take action? Procrastination. Anybody good at that? Anybody good at procrastination? Few of you, yeah. What else? Age? Who said that? Somebody said age? All of us? Okay. Who else? What else? What is another reason? Yeah. Fear of making a wrong decision. And you know, it's interesting because one of the things about our unfolding path is that when you look at, for example, Ernest Holmes or Emma Curtis Hopkins, who we just finished studying in the Roots class, they will tell you no mistakes were ever made. And you look at that and think, but I did this and that happened and that wasn't good. But you have to look backwards and forwards in the chain of causation. What was it that led you to do that? That might have been a good motivation, right? So you took action, that's a good thing. Maybe the result was bad. Okay, what did you do because of that result besides getting gun shy about making another decision? There are things that you do to avoid going down that path that didn't work so well for you that you would not have known to do before. So there is information that came out of it that's useful. It's not meant to be a stop sign like a hard stop. That is rather like a flashing yellow that says, pay attention, move forward with caution, but don't stop. It was never meant for us to stop. So we could let that go and see what happens. Here's an interesting story about Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl, as you know, was in one of the prison camps during the Holocaust. His wife died there and other family members, but he survived. And he was, or became, a psychotherapist or psychiatrist, I don't remember which. And so he had a way of thinking about things while he was experiencing all these horrors in the camps. And so the story says, there are many examples of the reframing process in the literature of psychotherapy. One of the most memorable is Viktor Frankl's account of being in a concentration camp in his book, From Death Camp to Existentialism. While most of his fellow inmates lost hope and subsequently died, Frankl occupied his mind thinking about the lectures he'd give after his release, lectures that would draw on his experiences in the camp. He reframed the potential deadening and hopeless situation. He transformed it in his mind to a source of rich experiences that he could use to help others, to help them overcome apparently hopeless situations, physical or mental. Of course, there are skeptics who would say that this type of thinking had no effect on his subsequent survival, or that hopelessness did not necessarily condemn the other inmates to death. Be that as it may, that type of thinking certainly kept his spirits and his mind alive at that time. And it may also have kept his body alive. Again, we note that Frankl's reframing was aligned with his general orientation to life. He did value teaching, and he had experiences with lecturing, so that it was natural for him to use this experience as source material for his lectures in the future. He found a way to give meaning to the suffering he was experiencing and seeing all around him. I've heard of people who wind up in prison who spend the time working out in their cells. One guy who was an architect completely designed a home. And when he got out of prison, he built it. He had walked every square inch of the place in figuring out where everything would be and doing it step by step, using something he knew how to do, but in a very unfamiliar type of situation with no other resources than his mind. And so for us, our hopeless situations are not as difficult or as limiting as those are. And yet, if anybody can produce a positive result in that kind of situation, then anybody can. And so as we look and find ourselves holding back from something or deciding it's not worth it or it's so impossible we shouldn't bother, instead, it's a good idea to begin to allow ourselves to be hopeful, even a little bit, just to be hopeful of the possibility. And in that hope, then taking steps in that direction and seeing where it takes us. If what we're moving toward isn't exactly the right thing, but it's generally in the ballpark, as we get closer to it, we will get clearer about what the thing is we really want, and we'll shift course a little bit. Or we'll get more and more acknowledgement from time to time big or small, that lets us know that we're headed in the right direction. Does this make sense? So I want to invite Karen Frost, who is our Leadership Council president, to come up and to tell you something about her experience here at Golden Gate, with Golden Gate, and what it meant to her, hope, and her place where she's gotten to in life, right there.
Oh, yay. I get to stand up here. So as an introvert with a capital I, this is really easy for me to do. So as we're starting off this season of commitment and wanting to share what Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, what CSL, what all of this means, hope for me is the biggest thing. When you are in a desperate situation, and I've been in what I thought were many desperate situations because it's how you interpret it yourself, hope seems to be the thing that you don't see the most. You're so concentrated on what is around you that you don't see that there could be a change. It's like the guy in the, I'm sorry, I forgot his name already, in the concentration camp where he was, Viktor Frankl, where he was thinking about the future, not about his current condition, right? And so, because of where I work and because of who I am and because of everything that's led me here, I'm going to share with you guys. And if any of you guys know what the semicolon means, it means that I, at one point, had so much desperation in my life that I thought ending it was the best thing to do. And it says, it paused and then it says, my story isn't over yet. And so that's why I wear this, is to remember that my story's not over yet. I am, as you are, a perfect manifestation of spirit right here, right now, and knowing that tomorrow is going to be better than today. Whatever your today is, tomorrow's hope is that it will be better. And that is what Golden Gate brings to us. The reason why Gandalf's up there is because it's wizards, all wizards. Golden Gate and Centers for Spiritual Livings appreciate everybody where you are in your path. Doesn't need to be in the Oz story. You could be a wizard in any story, and you're going to be one of our wizards, okay? So you're all welcome here. That's the hope, that you all find your home here. And for me to know that every one of us knows we are a perfect manifestation of God, and our hope is that we are always contributing to that greater good that is out there. And so I'm going to end it with one of the things that Frank has said, and it's going to be in my head now. So it's going to continue on from one president to the next. Bring a friend. Okay.
Thank you, Karen. So, whatever it is that gets in our way, what happens if we just let it go? If we just release one of the things that seems to block us from our hope? And so this is where you come in. Every one of you has a booklet here. You've got your little journal for the program. And what you're going to see inside is that for each Sunday, there's a place inside to take notes if you want to at the service. And there's a question that's kind of a prompt there if you want to use it. And then on the other side, there's a little bit of information about the topic of the day, some quotes and things like that. And then there's a question: what will you release? What will you release to expand your possibilities? What will you release in order to gain more hope? So what I'm going to invite you to do is to write something on that line right now. What will I release to expand my possibilities and gain more hope? So just take a minute and write one of those things down on that line. And if you need a pen, raise your hand, because Paula has a gazillion of them, and we'll make sure that you get one. David needs a pen over here. Who else needs a pen? Let us know if you need a pen. Mark needs a journal and a pen. Oh, you do? Okay, well, take your journal, get your pen. No skipping. All right. All right. Now, once you've done that, you're going to find that you have, and the ushers are going to bring these for you now, you're going to receive one yellow brick. And this yellow brick says hope. And you're going to take this little yellow brick and you're going to paste it or glue it in here over the top of that which you released in order to get more hope. So go ahead and pass those out. And so when you go home, you're going to glue or tape or paste this into your little journal. All right? And this has a quote from Epicurus that says, "Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for." And then this little blurb of wisdom says, "Cynicism firmly closes the doors of possibility, but through the vulnerable optimistic activity of hope, we cross a threshold to unexpected but wanted good in our lives." Hopefulness can seed productive action. So the first productive action we are taking is to release something that's been in our way. Now, for example, if you always tend to say or think, "I'm too old," or "I'm too young," or then maybe you want to release that idea. You want to release your own ageism or something in order to gain more hope. So once you glue hope over the top of that, that is a serious little ritual that you're doing to tell the universe that you meant that you meant to let go of that thing that gets in your way and prevents you from hoping. And the action of doing that will help remind you, whenever you bring up that excuse or that problem again, the fact that you've done this can help remind you, oh yeah, that was then. So maybe up until now, but no more. So we're going to glue those into our little booklet over the top of that which we're letting go of. And then you'll find there are 2 pages that follow that, and those are for you to journal in during the week this week. If you catch yourself using that old belief or excuse or reason for not moving towards something you hope for, just write it down and remind yourself, I'm letting go of that. And at the very bottom of the 2nd page, there's a quote from Helen Keller that says, "Hope sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible." So we are giving this letting go into greater hope a try by doing this. And this is the beginning of our walk on the yellow brick road. All right? Okay, everybody complete with that? All right. Let's go ahead then and ground this message in prayer. So, take a breath, take a deep breath. Take one more deep breath. All right. In this moment, there's nothing but God. There's nothing but Spirit, the great Spirit, the one, the mystery, the infinite. It is infinite intelligence, wisdom, abundance, joy, creativity. And everything that comes forth from it is imbued with those qualities, and that means us. Those qualities within us give us a very good reason to be hopeful for what we can experience and what we can create in our lives, what we can offer to others, what we can make real in our experience. So we lift our hearts in hopefulness this morning. We lift it with optimism toward the divine presence, with a sense of availability, willingness, surrender. We allow that wholeness that is embodied in us as the very Spirit we're made from to do its work through us, to guide us into right action and to support us in creating those things we now hope for. We're deeply grateful to remember this, to share in this knowledge together, to welcome it and claim it now. And together we say, and so it is. Yes. Please stand now and join me for the morning affirmation. As we say this in unison together, I take the next step before me to move toward the experiences I want in my life. I do this with hope and faith that my inner voice is strong, my intuition to listen is attuned, and my vision is clear. And so it is. So now, I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward as we prepare for our offering. So one of the things we always do is bless the offering. It is placing with your gift, and you can do this with anything you give, it's not just money. It is placing within that gift some of your own vibration, and it goes then and touches other people, even if they don't realize where that came from, or it's so subtle they're not aware of it. It's still a blessing. If you want to text a donation, the number is up on the screen. You're welcome to do that. Those of you at home, we welcome that. And by the way, if you would like the journal, send us an email at ggcsl@ggcsl.org, that's Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, and we'll mail you one, because we would like you to participate with this with us as well. So you'll get a lot out of it, I promise. So you can, and those of you that are in the room, some of you have already given. We're blessing the gifts you've given this week that have been sent to us. And also, there is on the back side of your bulletin in the lower left corner all the different ways you can give whenever you choose to. So let's take our gifts. If you're giving it today, hold it over your heart or in your hands with a loved one if you're giving it together, or just put both your hands over your heart because you are the gift today as we say this offering blessing together. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it is creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time. And so it is.
Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Sing that with me if you'd like. Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I've found. The sky is calling, here we go. Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, no doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Sing that with me again, here we go. Gonna climb this mountain, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, no doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I've found. The sky is calling, the sky is calling. Sing it with me again if you'd like. Gonna climb this mountain. I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. One more time, all the way through. Gonna climb this mountain. I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. 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 Yeah. No doubt about it. Yeah.
Thank you, Gary. Woo. All right. So, in the vein of everything we talked about this morning, we together accept this offering on behalf of Golden Gate, and we send it out into the world to seed more hope throughout the country, throughout the world, with our stamp of love on it. And so it is. All right. Now, if you're with us online or in the room for the first time today, back at this table here, we have welcome packets and some other handouts you're welcome to take as well. Inside the welcome packet, you'll find a blue card. And if you fill this out and turn it in to Galen back there, who's waving it around now, she's going to give you a little book. And it's a little book of affirmations that you can easily carry with you. But it's great to help you move back toward hope at any moments when you've been getting discouraged and are tipping the scales a little bit in the other direction. It's our thank you to you for being here this morning, and also our invitation to you to come back and to be with us often in the future. As Karen said, we want to welcome you into our spiritual family. And also, if you're online this morning and this is your first time online with us, let us know that as well, and we'll send you one of those little books in the mail. We'd love to have you be a part of our family extended. I want to say a special thanks not only to all the amazing people who put the room together, but I especially want to give kudos this morning to Karen and Randy Frost. They did the wonderful altar, but that's not all. I spent many hours the last 2 days trying to print this. And between the application and my printer, they were not agreeing with each other about what should be done. So I've expended an enormous amount of paper, ink, and time before I could even get to the Sunday talk. And I was still in the midst of it last night when Karen emailed me and said, I can take this to my office and Randy and I can work on it. How about it? And I went, yes, please. She had offered earlier, but I thought, oh no, I got this, well, I didn't got this. So they came, they picked up what I'd already done, they took all the masters, everything with them, and he worked on one printer in her office and she worked on the other one, and then they bound them. They didn't get to bed until 2 o'clock last night, so please give a special thank you to Randy and Karen Frost. And they are the reason that your minister actually got to bed last night. So God bless them. I don't know what I would have said this morning had I not had their assistance. So we thank them and we thank everybody that has participated in getting things together for us this morning. I want to let you know that we're starting our sort of holiday season a little bit early this year with One Warm Coat. One Warm Coat is a foundation that's been doing this for about 30 years now. And this Sunday, there's a bag back here. We're starting to put coats in the bags that are being brought in. You can bring in a gently used coat as long as it's clean, it isn't stained, it doesn't have any holes in it or anything like that, and it should be wearable. And then you can also bring new coats. And you can bring them, as you can see, in any size, because everybody from children to seniors, veterans, the unsheltered, lots and lots of people need warm coats in our community. So October 17th is One Warm Coat Day. And on that day, any financial donations that are made to One Warm Coat, their board of directors is going to match up to, I think, $30,000. The first $30,000 that comes in, they'll match it. So if you give to them online on that day, or drop off a check that day or whatever, it will get doubled. We will receive them if you like, but we're going to send them all over probably earlier than that. But Deborah Irwin over here is going to take these coats and get them over to One Warm Coat. And so if you have any questions about this program, please talk to her. But we're doing it this Sunday, next week, and the 15th. We have to have them all by then. So whatever you need to do to remind yourself to go through your closet, find a coat you're not wearing anymore, and pass it on. That would be a huge gift as cold, rainy winter is coming on, okay? And as I said, talk to Deborah. Would you stand up so they know which one you are? Talk to Deborah Irwin. She is one of our licensed prayer practitioners. If you have any questions about One Warm Coat. And we're just really pleased that she found this and brought it to us to participate in. Also, another service project that we do each month is the San Francisco Marin Food Bank. And that service is coming up on the 10th of this month, and Ellen needs to know by the 3rd. That's Tuesday. Ellen is here this morning. So Ellen's in the maroon, yeah, stand up, give them a wave, in the maroon poncho. Talk to Ellen if you have questions about this or if you want to sign up. You don't even have to go online or make a phone call to do it. So just talk to her. She'll get you on the list. She'll get your information so that you can get there for that 2 hours on October 10th from noon to 2 with some of our other volunteers and a lot of other volunteers from all around the community. And also, the Sacred Grieving Workshop is coming up with Leslie Giannetti and Lori Greer, who was our morning prayer practitioner. Leslie's over at the table with Ann and Frank. And this workshop is going to be held at the Sunrise Center, which is actually just down the street here. And it will be on Sunday, October 15th from 1 to 3 p.m. And so if you have had a loss, not just in the last year, but if you've had a loss that still weighs heavy on your heart, sign up at the back table to go. This is on a love offering basis. It's a great opportunity to be in a supportive environment with other people who are non-judgmentally extending love to each other. And it's going to be fabulous because these two are amazing, as you know. Also, the Wednesday night meditation this week on Zoom, 7:15, is a Taizé service. If you've never been to one or you haven't done one of our 7:15 Wednesday evening meditations, put this on your calendar. You can usually find it at the bottom of the home page, upcoming events. It should be there. Click on the Taizé meditation. It will take you to the page with the Zoom link, and you can come right to us at 7:15. All right, I do want to remind you, you can put in a prayer request at the table any Sunday at any time. Those get prayed over for a week by the table participants, and you can make a prayer request on our website under resources. And of course, this morning, as in all Sunday mornings, you can get a prayer individually from one of the practitioners serving at the table. So just go to the table after service if you would like a prayer, and they'll help you out immediately. And I'd like to invite the practitioners now to surround the room as we prepare for the closing together. This is the first step on the yellow brick road. So please come within with me. One last time, we'll take a breath. In the divine presence of infinite intelligence and boundless love, power and creativity, I know that everything in existence and every one of us is that in form, no exceptions. So I call forth the qualities of confidence and creativity, of knowing, of willingness that are present in this one infinite source, that are also within us, and to step forward on our own individual yellow brick road this week with a sense of hopefulness, with a sense of trust that it is taking us where we need to go and where we want to go. And we are so deeply grateful for this guidance and these companions on the journey. With great gratitude, we let this prayer go into the law and simply let it be. And together we say, and so it is. Please stand now and join us for the closing blessing and song. And once again, we do say this blessing in unison. I now walk so that whoever walks beside me dwells in the presence of God, and whoever places a hand in mine is lifted, and whoever thinks of me is illumined with God consciousness, for spirit and all people and I are one eternally, and so it is. And here we go, in the name of love. Don't
Thanks
forget
so
your
much
journal
for
next
having
Sunday.
me with you again
No,
this morning.
remember your journal next
Until
Sunday.
next time, in the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us, and decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, may we always be seeking out the best until we all are free, living in a world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. Here we go, sing it. In the name of love, in the name of love, in the name of love, in the name